Alright, sorry, my phone's only telling me I had to do an update. So if you have a creator, it would... Alright, fine. You want me to share? See, I start saying shit and fucking funky things start happening. You know, it's like, if that ain't fucking evidence enough, man, like, fucking beat come out of nowhere, hit me in the truth, like, hey, that's God telling you, shut your fucking mouth, don't share this with these fucking people. But I'm, like, at my wit's end, you know, sorry, God, but, you know, like, you got me living out of my truck, and you think I'm not gonna share the knowledge I've learned painstakingly, man, you got me fucked up. So, I'm sharing. So it stands to reason that you can be controlled wirelessly. So if I can make a pretty advanced robot and control it wirelessly through some type of apparatus, it would stand to reason that you yourself are an apparatus as having been created, and you have the molecular hardware inside your fucking skull already. It's on a molecular organic level. Okay. That's what your neurons are. They're made out of fucking different tissues that are made out of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, in like an aqueous solution with like fat cells that, like, you know, create compartmentalized areas within a cell, outside of a cell. Multiple cells are working together in multicellular organisms. We're a bunch of moving fucking parts. Okay, just like that goddamn robot is, and just like the way that we can control the robot with our phone through a Bluetooth signal, it would stand to reason that some motherfucker that lives for 10,000 years is up there on the goddamn moon. That's why they say when the full moon's out in your area, people start acting weird and all this other shit. It's like, yeah, because they're fucking tapping in, man. They're tapping in. They're tapping in. You got that machinery already up there. It's there, man. Trust me, it's there. It's there. It's obvious. It's obvious to me. Like, if I can make something like that, I ain't no god. I ain't even close to being a god. Come on, man. If I can make something like that, and I can control a drone wirelessly, why do you think you're any different? Especially if you believe that you were created, you have to believe that then. Because by logical steps, little tiny steps, I can ask you all the right questions. I can make out a whole thing of like 200 questions to force you to believe this. And if I sit there and start asking you questions, sooner or later you're going to catch on to where I'm going with it, and you're either gonna fucking go with it, or you're gonna get all belligerent and blah 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 blah, and and fucking like try to throw me off my game, and then try to hypnotize me and say some fucking nonsense. And it's already happened. It's already happened to me so many fucking times that I just know it's real now. All right, so I mean, I'm sure there's other people here like you see them, you know they're not fucking human, or you know they're not being a human at that moment. Like when I look at somebody's eyes and they're all fucking black, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? Fucking googly-eyed motherfuckers, man. Like trying to we're fucking in the gym fucking bathroom. This guy's fucking doing get the fuck on, man. I just laugh because I see the way their eyes go and I see the movements. I'm like, holy shit, dude, there's a demon right in fucking front of me. But he's got an identity, and I can't just like crack him in the fucking face for trying to hypnotize me. And then I get all fucked up in the head, right? Like what he's doing. But since I've already been down that road, like I'm highly trained, okay, highly trained, because I'm aware. Once I'm aware, then it just becomes funny. Well, I'm immune. All right, maybe not trained, but I'm not highly trained. I take that back. I'm highly immune to it. All right, I haven't had any formal fucking training that I've kind of started writing my own shit. Because I feel like, hey man, we need a playbook. God damn it, guys, we need a fucking playbook. Okay? Because I ain't gonna sit there and let some fucking homeless person get down on me like that. You hell fucking no. And I've seen homeless people out there, dude, and they'll find that right one, and they'll make that person empty their fucking wallet right there in traffic. And I'm like, how the fuck did you get that money? How did you get that fucking money, man? It's fucked up. So yeah, we'll do 6 minutes more. I mean, that one's already like an hour and a half. I didn't even cover all of today's show. I didn't even get to the cigarette tax, the gas tax, the lottery, all that shit. I might do tomorrow's show today too. So, fuck it. I mean, well, all right. So check it out, right? So I mean, you just sit at a gas station and like watch people go in and out. Like, buy a coffee, or maybe if you're kind of like just like fart around, see what people spend their money on. See, I don't. I'm always like, I go to gas stations, man. I like females that work at gas stations, man, because they interact with everybody, and that makes me feel like they know people a little better. They gotta have a sharp mind. I mean, at the same time, I've gone into gas stations too, and it's like, dude, I'll go buy something, I'll have the cash in my hand, and like, she'll see the cash in my hand, And like what I'm buying, I already know what the price is going to be, and she tells me a different price than what it is, and I said, no, that can't be right. And then she acts surprised, like, yeah, your hypno shit didn't work on me. You thought you were going to talk me out of what the fuck was going to be in my wallet, and then have your fucking register be over at the end of the day, and you were going to just go pop it in the safe and keep it, or maybe keeping a running tally of it. Man, I see that shit too. And I've hung out, I get in good with some of these women at the gas station. I hang out with them, sitting there, drinking my coffee, fucking shooting the breeze, right? And then I watch them make their transactions. And, like, not cool, man. Not cool. Like, when you size somebody up and say, hey, can I hypnotize this guy, or can I mind fuck this guy somehow and get him to pay extra because he's paying cash? That's fucked up. Alright? I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. I mean, I paid for the same tin of dip at one store. It was $3.71. At another store with this lady, it was $6 something. Like, yeah, because I just stood there and kept looking at her. And she's like, oh, I don't know what I told you it costs. It's this price. It's like, son of a bitch, man. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that happened to me. Or that people try people like that. I think it's nonsense. So, like, let's go back to, like, we are at the end of time. All right. And we have a situation now where, like, we've got our, like, time zones, our time lords, and we're in basically a giant cage. We're in a giant cage, and it's like a giant concentration camp. And like the Snowpiercer analogy is probably the best. Because you have to believe, too, in something that, like, man, maybe gosh, man, there's gotta be somebody that's fucking smarter than me that's thought about this long before I was born, and they actually, like, did some work. Because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing some work, too, and I hope that, I'm able to connect with people who are also doing work. I mean, so basically, like you got an up structure, you got a down structure, things get bigger and things get smaller. You can just keep zooming in, see the down structure, see how shit works, mechanistically, on like a molecular level, atomically, subatomically. We're at that point where we can see that shit. Things on the up structure, beings, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, like things incorporated in, they can't see that shit. Okay, so there's things that are just too small. Like, if you're a much bigger being, like, you ain't gonna be able to see what we can see. I mean, we got all our shit too that helps us. We got our instrumentation, which is like, not a lot of people even understand a fucking barometer, man. Like, like when I sit here and I'm fucking out here in November in Florida, and I feel like, man, it's like 85 right now, and then I go check like my phone and be like, oh, it's 76, and I'm like, nah, man, nah, fuck that. And I'm gonna get out a mercury thermometer, a barometer, and I'm gonna measure atmospheric pressure with instrumentation, and then I'm gonna say there's no fucking way. And then suddenly I'll get a cool breeze. Yeah, like, come on, man, this whole fucking world is fucking contrived. And you can show that, and then once you start becoming a scientist and you have your instrumentation all around you, like, all that hypno shit will exit you. It'll exit you real quick. But you won't be able to find investors for your technology somehow. You're like, dude, this is like the easiest thing to build in the world. You'll go to somebody with a couple $1,000,000 and be like, man, look though. And then you sit down and talk to them, and at the end of the day, all they do is want to steal your fucking idea. It's like, yeah, sure, let me go run this by somebody else. And then next thing you know, like, you fucking wind up digging your own grave. Like, gosh. So we got an up structure, we got a down structure, and then we got a bunch of technology. And it's always technology. Like, everything that you can think of. You got these people out here taking shrooms, and they think they're tripping. Like, nah, man, part of their brain stops working, and then they start seeing shit they ain't supposed to be seeing because they've been programmed not to see it. Because it's technology, man. Your brain is technology. It's highly advanced technology. For our purposes, man, it's a quantum computer. Like the thing we're trying to do with our well, you can go read some shit on about quantum computing. Essentially, we already got that, man. It's in our brain. Like, there ain't no way, dude, like, you're gonna be able to fucking climb a tree and, like, you know, like, you do acrobatics and all that shit, dude, and just, like, run along the ground, like, play football, baseball, without a fucking quantum computer between your ears. Alright? That's a very complicated process. You don't see fucking, we already have it. Alright? We've got that technology. And you're not gonna hypnotize us into, like, setting our oil on fire, which is the most important thing we have on this planet, is that molecule. That fucking petrol molecule is the most important thing we have. Okay? Lead's important. Uranium. Okay? There's a reason why we shoot lead at each other, man. Like, number one, the fucking demons don't take too well to lead. Once your brain gets scrambled by a fucking piece of lead, and it goes really fast. But at the same time, man, where's all them lead bullets coming? Like, we should be able to, like, people should be able to be buying lead all over, like, and you know, that's how they, that's, okay, so that's the Snowpiercer, the train, the snake eating itself. So now the middle part of the train is, like, way over here where the other part of the train was, and now there's all this lead on the ground. And then these motherfuckers basically, okay, so where they used to have all the lead, where, like, this huge fucking war was, let's say Alsace, France, you know, where 1 million people fucking died trench warfare 100 years ago. Okay? All them bullets still in the ground. All right, now as that train goes around and it chips, like, that Alsace, France then is going to sooner or later become the next Greece. Okay, as time passes, that will, the land, everything is going to shift to tectonic plates. It's going to move, and mountains are going to sprout, and blah blah blah, all that shit. You know. And then there's going to be lead there somehow. It's going to be all over. And then them fucking idiots are going to go dig through the mountain fucking dirt and pick up all these little chunks of lead. And they're not going to question it because they've got, like, a third grade education equivalent to ours, our advanced, you know, society, because they're ancient. They're going to become ancient Greece again. Okay. And they're going to pick that shit up, and then they're going to fabricate it into things like sporks and spoons and plates. And then they're going to die. And then, like, although lead lasts pretty much forever, that lead's going to be disappearing somehow. Where's it going? It's going up to the fucking moon, man. Like, that's their fucking, that's how they survived from radiation attacks when we started fucking, like, look at the goddamn moon. Alright, just look at the fucking moon, man. We've been shooting shit at that thing fucking for like 20,000 years. So they come down here and they get our lead, and they get us to like lead batteries, lead acid battery, you know, pretty heavy, pretty efficient for what we need to use it for. Well, they take our lead and bring it up there, and that's that. There, you better believe that whole moon got 3 feet of fucking lead around it, man. Like on the inside, and then the Luddites on top of it, because they don't want no fucking radiation, man. They don't want no radiation poisoning. So all our lead gets harvested. Like, where are all these? Oh, our battery cores. So I'm supposed to believe every time we recycle a core out of a battery, somehow it just goes to China. Somebody's just gonna use this other old ancient technology. Like, that's what I'm supposed to believe. Like, by now, since the 50s, and all the cars that we've owned, 300 million people, man, come on, like, all the cars that we've owned, me personally, I've probably owned about 20 fucking lead acid batteries. So that's probably about, like, each battery's whatever, man. I mean, like, 40 pounds, you know. So me myself, as an American, I have produced, like, probably about 600, produced and thrown away, or traded as a core charge, about 600 pounds of lead. So where's that fucking lead going after all? I mean, like, a lot of people can refab batteries, but we don't even do that. Like, that should be a big lick, man. You can get a battery, put in distilled water and the couple right ions, you know, you get all that cake off the fucking the cells, and it's good to go, ready to roll, man. Deionize it. Where's all our lead acid batteries? What happened to that shit? Stands to reason, given fucking, when every time I try to do something fucking weird starts happening, like, gets in my way, you know, nature, right? Like, God, right? No, man, it's a fucking advanced AI fucking system that's working for our masters, because we're in a fucking cage, okay? Can't be any more explicit. That's where your lead goes. It goes up to the moon. They come down. We pay tights, you know, or we get fucked up, you know? You know, somebody, I mean, like, somebody a long time ago, like, gave us, like, the tools, man. We had good humans, and they were like, hey, man, check this out. You're talking, like, you know, Albert Einstein, Enrico Fermi, you know? I mean, come on. I've been to Fermi Labs. I've seen it, you know? I've looked at an electron microscope. Them people are helping us. It's showing us something. Hey, look. If they destroy this time, this is going to cause a huge fucking problem and they ain't gonna be able to fix it. And then something else is gonna come and be like, yo, what the fuck are they doing down there, man? What the fuck? You're supposed to be watching them. That's that moon. That's our fucking jailers, okay? Their jailers live there. I promise you. I promise you. We're at the end of time. The aliens and all that other shit, man, they're already here. We're all already living in this same solar system. We need the water. We've gathered the water. We've got our own little fortress because a lot of them can't see. They don't have the instrumentation to see as small as we can. We do. So they have to like fucking hypnotize us into destroying our own shit. That's why if you're a shitbird in this society, you get rewarded pretty fucking well. Like, go be some shyster fucking car salesman that, like, you're just gonna sell this car, even though it's only worth 14 grand, you're gonna size up the guy that walks in and see if he's a Vic and charge him 17 for it. See if he has any conception. I mean, at the same time, like, you could say, hey, man, you know, that guy's just like a fucking sheeple anyway, right? Like, so I'm gonna get mine from him because he's like some hypno fucking, he's there for me to harvest, right? I mean, yeah, I kind of get that. Like, it's a zombie. That guy's a zombie. Yeah, he goes to work, he ain't gonna do nothing for the world. He's not gonna have any function in society. Hell, he ain't gonna have any kids. Like, he ain't gonna advance the species. Like, he's not gonna coach Little League. He's not gonna like put your park and put fucking, you know, electric lights all over your park and have him self-sustainable. Like, he ain't gonna do none of that shit. He's just a zombie, man. He's a placeholder that exists, and he's completely hypnotized like 95% of his life, just simply to consume and waste. You know? I mean, for all you know, like, you know, we're just a rat in a cage. Like, even when you take a shit, like, you think it's like going out to sea or something. Like, for all you know, there's like an advanced fucking thing where that tube goes to another tube, and we've already performed some chemical reaction because our bodies will do it as it goes down the column, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna eat corn and I'm gonna shit it out, and now each one of those corns like has these molecules that our body processed, and the byproduct is actually something fucking amazing and highly valuable. It's in our shit. And somehow now, like, some fucking other external species or something that's way fucking smarter than us or something is, like, just filtering it out and then taking it. That's all the reason why we exist is to, like, shit in this fucking bucket and for it to go down the tube. And that's all I care about. Just saying, how would you know? You gotta start thinking in terms of that. Like, you know, like, you can't just... like, those are just examples of questions I have. Like, how do you know? Because that to me makes sense. Like, yeah, man. Because it don't make sense to me that I go to, or it makes sense to me that, like, when I walk into, like, a very busy Wawa where there's, like, fucking, like, 18 fucking crews of men showing up every morning in their work trucks, like, 5 or 6 deep in each work truck, moving truck, blah, 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 fuel up, fill up, or get their food, coffee, and blah, blah, blah. Like, man, you should have, like, 3 or 4 bathrooms in there. You should have 3 or 4 toilets in there, but you don't. So, like, I mean, just, why? Why not? Does like half the population we live with not take shits? Just saying. Just asking. Just asking. Maybe that's the reason. Half the people that show up there, they're just like fucking automatons, man. They don't even take a shit. Yeah. They don't even eat. How would you know? I'm tired of seeing fucking 80-year-olds with all their teeth. Okay? Because I'm half that age and I have half my teeth. Alright? Tired of it. How do you have that? You came from an era where you didn't even have the dental technology. Like, how the fuck do you have all your teeth? Like, yours should be way rotted out than mine. I did everything right, man. Did everything right my whole fucking life. Did all the science. It took everything, man. Did everything right. How come my teeth rotted the fuck out of my face so much faster than yours? Or do you got new teeth that are human teeth somehow? Like, you know? How old are you really? And, you know, I see someone bragging about shit, man. You see that shit, man. You listen closely. Sooner or later, you'll hear somebody bragging about it. Like, you'll hear some of these people, like demons, like, or fucking, I don't know, maybe we need a new word for them or whatever. But I'm sitting down at a bar with someone, like, this motherfucker's bragging about people don't know what's coming. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? People don't know what's coming, man. And then you're sitting there saying it with a shit-eating grin, like fucking, like you're about to, like, oh, what's coming? Some great flood? I mean, that's documented, man. I can count on that. Like, we've been preparing for that. I'll tell you about the great floods too. Oh, going back to Jesus, man, and this, goddamn. All right, today's gonna be a 2-hour show. Um, so Jesus, oh man, like you gotta love this guy. Like Jesus, man, they went around, man. Him and his disciples, like fucking gangsters, right? Because you had these demons in these villages back then that people didn't know. You know, people weren't educated like they are today. They didn't have all the science. We could have like mental institutions like, all right, man, you're fucked up. We're gonna put you in here because fuck you. You've done too much harm to people. You know, they talk about people flaying people, shit like that. But most of the demons are mind fuckers. Like they're gonna try to get you to do something bad to yourself. Okay, so but you didn't have that back in Jesus' time, not in his time zone. So he used to lug this kind of chair around. It was made of stones. Like they would lug these stones, and it would be like kind of a chair. And they go like, oh, you know, we're gonna perform a miracle in this next town, because this motherfucker over here who said he can't walk, and we got word he can't walk, and all it is, right, is like some fucking hypno asshole, man. Like, cause I believe me, I got a friend like this, right, or someone I know. And this motherfucker just decided he was gonna let his body fucking atrophy. He was gonna just stop eating. He said, fuck it, man. I ain't eating shit no more. I ain't gonna work. You know, I'm gonna make everybody around me carry me everywhere I need to go. And that's what I'm gonna do, because you know what? Why not, man? Life's fucking, man, that's fun to me. I get a boner making, you know, having caretakers come to my house and wash me. So I'm gonna just stop eating, stop walking, and now I'm gonna make you guys. I'm gonna get a boner every day. I hop on my wheelchair, in my electric scoot, and I'm gonna just sit here. Like, my hands and feet work fine. My feet didn't atrophy, my hands didn't atrophy, but like my thighs and arms did. You know, like the guy got thigh. You know, so you can do that. You imagine doing that around your thigh. That's what this guy can do. Okay, fucking skinny, and he's sitting in a wheelchair because he can't stand, can't walk. But he only eats like fucking like 800 calories a day. Mostly eats fungus, okay? Bunch of mushrooms and all kinds of other weird shit. Well, I call it weird shit because they have weird names, okay? And it's not weird. It's probably nothing weird about it. It's probably, you know, this guy's probably knows something a lot of other people don't. Let's just put it that way, okay? So to him, it's a game. He looks around like he's woke, man. He's looking around this whole world, and to him, it's just some fucking game. So he's gonna be like, man, I can't walk, blah blah blah, and, you know, carry me. So if you can imagine that back, like let's just say 2,000 years ago in the Fertile Crescent. You know, you're talking about Baghdad, Iraq, right? So like Babylonia, Tigris and Euphrates River Basin. How's that? Okay, so a few thousand years ago, you got Jesus and his boys. You know, they were gangster, man. They would roll right up in your fucking town, man, and be like, all right, what's up? And they go to a demon like this guy, you know, that would just, you know, starve himself, wouldn't eat, pretend like he couldn't walk, pretend like his legs didn't work. And people are like, whoa, what happened to you? How come your legs didn't work? And like, they wouldn't even have like a reason, or they would say, oh, you took a fall, and you know, maybe somebody asked them, hey, does everything still work? So your legs work? You know, can you wiggle your toes? And they're like, yeah, but I just can't move, you know, or something, you know. They see what and if you ask too many stories, they do the hypno shit on you and fucking say their phrases, and then you stop asking fucking questions because now he owns your mind. Okay, so Jesus gets wind of this shit, and he's like, hell no, man, hell no. So him and his boys go into town, man. They got their own fucking special chair for this boy, man. Like, yeah, you can't move, huh? So Jesus washes his feet. He was like, oh man, you know what? Going to wash his feet in front of everybody. And it was like, oh man, Jesus, you perform miracles. You can heal him, right? Can you heal him? You know, Jesus is gonna wash his feet and see if his feet are ticklish. All right, because if you're really truly paralyzed, man, you ain't gonna feel a fucking thing. You didn't poke a pin in his feet. Like, he would do it subtly, okay? Because you can't just prick him, because then the dude's gonna know, be like, all right, he knows I'm bullshit now, because he just pricked me with a needle and he's seen me move. So, I'm gonna have to answer too many questions about this. So Jesus would be like, all right, you won't ask too many questions. You're gonna wash his feet, and the guy's gonna pop a boner because he's always on like a power trip. He likes to make people carry him. Okay, so he's get a little chubby when he makes people carry him. Imagine the renowned Jesus at his feet now, washing his feet. Yeah, he's gonna be having the best time of his life, man. This is the best. Like, man, you got fucking, you know, like, you got this, you know, famous person washing your feet. So Jesus does just figure out if this guy's on bullshit. See if he can feel. So, like, all right, man, there's no reason why you can't walk. And then he tells the village, you know, later on, he leaves that guy, you know, whatever, it doesn't make much of a scene about it. Then he tells the village, yeah, I can do it. I can heal him, you know, like, we'll do a miracle tonight. We'll do it tonight. and we'll bring him out here, and you know, and he can use my chair, or we'll build him a chair. And they put this fucking chair together. I mean, it's like a throne. So obviously now, like, oh hell yeah, dude's like comes out like everybody's gonna carry him out and put him in this throne, you know, like made out of stone and shit. And he's like in front of the whole village, and he's gonna like pop another bone. We're like, hell yeah, this is the best day of my life, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get healed. You know, he's like thinking like, yeah, right, Jesus, I'm gonna make you look like an idiot. I'm gonna make you wash my feet in front of all these people. You know? And they sit his ass in that throne, like the throne. Look, see, it looks legit. But there's a but first of all, they've been heating a stone under another stone, you know, for a minute. Like, that stone's really hot, all right? And then they got a little fucking compartment in there they put a candle in. And they put this fucking candle in there, man, like, and fucking that dude's sitting there fucking in this throne, like, in front of the whole village, thinking he runs shit, this demon. And, you know, shitbird, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And next thing you know, dude, like, Jesus is going to start performing his miracle on him. But, so the guy, like, starts shifting in his seat. Because it's getting fucking hot, man. It's burning this motherfucker's ass, dude. Like, he starts shifting around in his seat. And, like, people are like, oh, he's doing it. It's working. It's working. He's gaining moving. Jesus is doing his show or whatever, man. You know, touching the guy's legs and shit. Or, you know, saying the prayers, praying to God the Father. And soon enough, dude, that fucking rock, dude, that gets so high, that motherfucker jumps out of the fucking chair. He can walk, it's a miracle. He don't make it far, he falls down. But then Jesus tells him, like, look, you're healed now, but you got to take care of yourself. You have to eat, and you have to move. You have to work. You know, because that's what this motherfucker wanted to do, right? He wanted to sit around in his village, make everybody carry him from spot to spot, and not have to work, and have somebody feed him. And, yeah, he suffered the wrath of Jesus and his boys, okay? And we need people like that today, okay? Because I've gone from a lot of villages, now they're cities, mega cities, and I mean, I'm a boondocker. I don't know, man. Like, I survive on my mind and my own two hands, and the goodwill of good people, man. There are good people. But then we find these people like that. But I don't know what to do with them, man. I usually ward them off. But we gotta make people more aware of this. So, like, hey, man, when you see that guy, don't give him no fucking money, first of all. Keep your kids away from that person, for sure. And fucking go up to him and ask him a million fucking questions every time you see him. They'll spin off and go to another town. And sooner or later, we'll get them all in one place. And then these fucking idiots can attack each other, you know, and fight over, because they ain't gonna get down on us humans. You ain't a human being to me at that point. When you starve yourself deliberately and don't care because you want some payout to make somebody carry you, or come wash your feet, or put a Q-tip in your toes, you know, like, fuck you, man. Where the fuck you think you're at? See, now they make it easy. They just they print you some money, give you a disability check every fucking month, and it's like, oh, all right. And then you go out there and then fucking, like, you try to, like, lure kids into your house and do all kinds of other fucking crazy shit. Like, why the fuck are you at the park, man? You're on disability, you ain't got fucking next to nothing. And you're out here fucking all by yourself. You got, like, no social skills at all. You can't answer simple fucking questions. Like, what the fuck are you, man? Why are you here? Who are you? Where'd you come from? Do you have family? Do you still talk to your family? Oh, how'd they fuck you over? What'd they do to you? Oh, they're just assholes. And then they'll try to hypnotize you. You ask too many questions, man, they'll try to hypnotize you. I promise you that. And then you'll know you got a demon in your neighborhood. I wish I could say it was that organized. You give me a call, man. Demon, a ghost, a spirit, a fucking... something's in that guy's fucking head. Because I'll tell you right now, because before, you know, they used to have the church talk about, man, you can't answer simple questions. You want to try to, like, be on bullshit 500 years ago and not answer simple questions, man. Yeah, you want to pretend like you're crazy and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you stop talking like that when they start flaying your skin off your fucking bone, man, real fucking quick. So you're like, oh yeah, man, I'm just a fucking liar piece of shit, man. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. All right, let him go. Let's see if he does it again, because then we're gonna burn him at the stake. Because the people need something to do, and why not burn a fucking demon? Hey, we're not gonna be their victims. And that's why you had the Spanish Inquisition. Believe me, it wasn't about, like, all that shit was on the up and up, man. You ask me, do it again. That had nothing to do with what they teach you and fucking Protestants versus fucking Catholics and blah, 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 and all these fucking religious wars. Nah, man, them people are doing their jobs hunting fucking demons. Because you want to be on a demon and be on bullshit, man, and then someone catches you, and you're under a feudal fucking rule. See, here's all these cameras around now, man. Like, I mean, believe me, I would love to just go fucking crack that guy in the head. But, what? Now I get to crack fucking one demon in the head, and then I gotta go to jail or something stupid. But, you know, I mean, I'll go for my trial. Believe me, I ain't gonna go to prison. I will go to trial, and that motherfucker gets on the stand, dude, and they're gonna see this guy fucking like, at least one. I just need one juror to agree with me. Just one. To say, yeah, dude, that dude got what he had coming, man. Just look at him. Look at his testimony, man. Like, look at what he says. Look at what he tries to do. You know, but it works both ways, man. Those things fucking exploit our court system too. So they come in here and they're like, fucking, all they need is one too. So when you got a fucking demon that does all this hypno shit and like they represent themselves or like they put themselves on the stand, or they're in the courtroom like sitting there the whole time. They're like trying to make eye contact with a juror. Why? Fuck are you looking at me for, man? I don't fucking, you know, you're what you're accused of, and you keep looking at me smiling and shit. Like, he's looking for somebody who's susceptible that he can get in your fucking head. And all he needs is one, and then he walks. And the ones that are real good at it get the judge. Happens, man. Happens all the time, every fucking day. In our court system, in our country, in our jails, in our streets, in our schools, in our parks, in our churches. Okay? We need to do something about it. It's not right. Like I said, you know, I'm not a soothsayer, I'm not a demon slayer, but I am trying to do the right thing, man. This is Dan Sits Down. I'm gonna do, this will be a good show for today. I'm at like 2 hours, guys. I'm exhausted. We'll do another extended show tomorrow. Because I didn't even get, like I said, I don't have an agenda, but I mean, I started kind of piecing one together, and like I do got a lot, like there's still a lot more, there's so much more, and I haven't gotten to the news, man. I'm not like, you know, like some of these other guys, you know, like you got Alex Jones, man, you give him a stack of news and that guy talks for like 4 or 5 hours. Right? I ain't got that kind of energy at the moment, like, and I don't have like the news, but I mean, holy crap, man, I'll go and talk. So I gotta take a break. I got no post-production element, so it's gonna be all for today. And man, thank you for listening and watching. And thank you for your support. Dan Sits Down. You know, Tampa Bay area, Florida today. So, all right. I want to keep going, man, but I didn't even get to the cigarette tax, the gas tax, the lottery. All the money, man. All of the money. We gotta start following the money. I can stand outside of Wawa and see how much money, like if the county gets 30 cents per gallon and they sold 10,000 gallons today, how much is that? You know, like, yeah, that's like $3,000 or something. Yeah, like fucking A. And then the lottery, so the state sells, they get like $3,000. So, and then the cigarettes, the tobacco. So the state every day out of this one Wawa, the state's gonna like pull in like $3,000 or $4,000 just in cigarette and gas tax. And then you'll have a municipal tax as well, depending on where you live. If you're in a city, municipal gas tax, county gas tax, state gas tax, federal gas tax. Like, each gallon of gas you buy, you're probably paying about $1.25 in tax. Okay, so they're serving up this gas for us and providing, well, they're making sure that so like private market can't do this. We got to pay extra, and then they just like, it's just a cabal of people who just take our money. Like, come on, man, what's Joe Biden spending fucking all this money on? Like, that guy's a fucking potato head, man. Like, Jesus. Like, let's get our shit together and start seeing the world for what it is, ask a bunch of fucking questions, and see how people react when you ask those questions. If they get belligerent with you over a simple fucking question, man, they're probably on bullshit, okay? Keep asking them questions until they fucking leave. Or keep asking questions until they hit you, and then fuck them up. Hey, because they can't control themselves. They're fucking demons. Like, if you can't answer simple yes or no questions, you have 10 fingers, and they look at you like, what's a finger? You know? Yeah, that's a fucking demon, okay? Proceed with caution. Thank you. Thank you.